guys, welcome back to Airam's Vegan Vida. So on today's video, I'm actually cooking with my mom. She is the one with me, helping me in the background, helping me cut things up. For whatever reason, she's in the shop. I actually cooked this with her over the holidays, and I wanted to do the intro with her, but I actually lost my voice that entire week I was visiting, so I couldn't do it. But I'll insert a picture of her right here. And yeah, so we decided to make vegan albondiga soup, which is Mexican meatball soup. It is essentially meatballs with a broth and vegetables. We use carrot, calabaza, and potato today, but you can definitely add more. She likes to occasionally add chayote and sometimes corn. This is something I grew up eating as a child, and yeah, it was honestly a really cool experience to veganize something with my mom. And I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. It is perfect for this winter weather and perfect if you have a cold or whatever reason. It is so warm and hearty and just feeds your soul. Okay, you guys, so for today's recipe, I chose to use two 12-ounce packs of Impossible beef simply because I currently have super easy access to it. Although a great and more accessible alternative to this would be using 1.5 16-ounce packs of Beyond Beef. Beyond Beef is currently more available worldwide and can be found at stores like Food for Less, Target, Safeway, Lucky, Vons, Ralph's, Whole Foods, and I'm sure there are many more. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's get started. I'm starting off with 2 packs of Impossible as I stated before, and to that I'm adding half a cup of diced tomato, half a cup of diced onion, and half a cup of finely chopped cilantro. Followed by 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 cup of uncooked rice, and for some tanginess, 1/4 cup of diced tomatillo. My mom highly recommended this step, so I recommend it as well. And half a teaspoon of salt. So now it's time to get all in there and mix. Make sure everything gets mixed around evenly and thoroughly. And at this very moment, I realized I totally forgot to add my vegan egg replacer. So here's my mom helping me pour that in. Thank you, Mom. So for the egg replacer, I use Bob's Red Mill. This egg replacer is super easy to find. I'll link it down below if you can't find it at your local store. Once everything is thoroughly mixed, I'm moving it all to one side to form the little albondigas or meatballs. The size of the meatballs is optional to you. Make sure everything gets binded and compressed. I ended up making 21 total. And I'm going to be setting these in the freezer for a quick chill for 10 minutes. Okay, so to begin with the soup, I will be sauteing half a cup of diced onion, half a cup of diced tomatillo, and 1/4 cup of diced tomato. Off camera, my mother added 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and she's beginning to saute everything on medium heat until translucent and brown. As you can see, that's my mother's hand, her fancy little nails. Once everything is brown, I added 20 cups of water. I'll mix everything around, and you're going to want to bring this to a boil. While this begins to boil, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vegan chicken broth powder. Also adding 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, now bring that to a boil, and once it has boiled, you can now add the meatballs one by one because you don't want them to fall apart. So make sure you add all the meatballs gently and carefully. And once again, I'm bringing it to a boil so that the meatballs can cook. And as you can see, white foam rose to the top. Off camera, my mom carefully scooped it out to clean the broth. Once clean and boiled, I'm adding 3 sliced carrots, 2 chopped medium potatoes. And like my mama said, mix this around carefully because the meatballs will fall apart. Next, we're adding half a can of tomato sauce and cooking until the potatoes are soft. Once the potatoes are soft, we're gonna lastly add 4 gray squash or zucchinis, giving the squash a little mix so it could cook. It doesn't require a lot of cooking time, which is the reason why I added it last. And to this, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of better than bouillon that I yanked out of my mom's hand. That is really all that there is left to do in this recipe. You can mix that around again, bring it to a boil, and turn it off. At this point, you can adjust the salt content to your liking, maybe add some more spices, but it's completely up to you. Oh, here's my mother making some lovely homemade tortillas with her cute little glitter nails that she got done that day. And she's honestly beast at making tortillas. She is the best. I highly recommend making some homemade ones. They pair beautifully with albondiga soup. They are so delicious. Voila. Okay, so for plating, it's super self-explanatory. Duh. I'm gonna take a ladle or scooper spoon thingy and pour the soup onto a bowl. You can get a deeper bowl, but this one is so cute and it's from Princess House. And you know, all Mexican moms have to have this in their kitchen. So as a topping, I'm adding some sliced serranos for spice, some cilantro as a garnish, and pairing it with some freshly squeezed lime. Alright, you guys, so here is the finished product. Honestly, this dish takes me back to my childhood. I used to love albondiga soup growing up. It is like the definition of comfort food right now because it's winter, it's cold, and the soup is so warm, hearty, and delicious. And here is some behind the scenes of the day that I made the albondiga soup with my mom. My dad is a weirdo, low-key. Just kidding, I love my dad. But he likes to rip up the tortillas and put them in the soup. He says it tastes better that way. Here's my mom on her phone. And here's my boyfriend giving it a thumbs up because it was delicious. And here's Fro because she couldn't resist the soup either. Here she is just staring. Oh my goodness. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.